Hello, everybody, and welcome to Memorial Hall. Well, today we have men's basketball as the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, who are 4-2, take on the Green Mountain Eagles. They're 0-5. I'm Bob Welber alongside Mike Cameron and Matt Wolf. And right now we're going to send it down to Renee, who's with Chris Gibbs Smith.
Hi, I'm Renee. I'm here courtside with Plattsburgh's own Chris Gibbs Smith. But Chris, I just want to ask you, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. My ankle is, this is the last game I'm going to miss. Gotta let my ankle heal up. We got 2 big games coming up, so I have to be 100% for that, so I'm not going to play today.
So when is the next game that you'll be playing in?
The 29th of December is the next game, so this one I'm coming back.
Okay, so this is the last game before the holiday break.
Yep. We're going to go home. We're going to come back a little earlier, get ready for these 2 games in Jersey, and go from there.
Now, I wanted to ask you, what do you think are some key points for success in tonight's game?
Just got to play defense. Offense is going to come. They pressure up and play full court deep, and there's no way to lose this game.
All right. Who in particular do you see stepping up this evening?
Anthony Williams is playing good, and Mike Dietz and Antoine Miller are playing real good. Get good games for them, and Travis Gorham and Brian Hatch play solid. So good games for those 3 kids, and we'll be all right.
We hope that you feel better, and we can't wait to see you play again next semester. Thank you. Back to you, Bobby.
All right, thanks, Renee. Earlier today, Cameron, you spoke with Chris Gibbs Smith about his ankle injury. How'd that go?
Yeah, I asked him if he was going to be playing, and he said, I don't know. The coach said if I go out there and I can dunk like usual, or the regular, then he has a good shot at playing. But he went up there and did a little 2-handed dunk, and it looked nothing like his jumping from the free throw dunks. So I was like, hey, Chris, I'm not the coach, but I'm going to have to go and say, I don't think you're playing, buddy.
Well, it's good to hear that he will be back soon. Ankle injuries can sometimes be nagging ones that are slow to heal. Now let's go to our players to watch.
For the Green Mountain Eagles, my player to watch is Adam Fisher. He averages 19 points a game, 7.5 assists, and 6.8 rebounds, which is close to a triple-double. So, he's the all-around package.
And my player to watch is actually going to be, it's a little out of the ordinary, but it's going to be the Cardinal bench. Because the Cardinal bench has surprised me in their last couple games. They've really come alive, and they've provided whatever the team needed in the game, the bench brought them back. It kept them in the games, and a lot of very good bench play.
And actually some of those former bench players like Jared DeMott and Mike Dietz, who stepped up off the bench, have earned the starting spot. They are starting today. Other starters for the Cardinals are Anthony Williams, the Vision, Travis Gorham, and Brian Hatch. Plattsburgh was in action earlier this week, Tuesday, at Clarkson, and it was their defense that won the game. They started off the second half, went the first 6 minutes and 3 seconds of the second half, held Clarkson to no points. They wanted to win that game by a final score of 72-51. They had some interesting defense. They went with a zone. It was very effective. Head coach Tom Cross said at the end of the first half, they started figuring out their 2-3 zone, so they went with a 1-3-1 zone, and Travis Gorham was in front of the zone. Like normally you don't put your best rebounder up top for the zone, but it worked well. Like Carl says, it's always dangerous to put your best rebounder up top, but the payoff was worth it, and they didn't score for a while to start the second half. And now we're going to send it down to Ruben R.T. Diaz, the PA announcer.
Let's meet the starting lineup first for Green Mountain. At forward, a junior from Miami, Florida, number 10, Adam Fisher. At forward, a freshman from Lake Pleasant, New York, number 42, Steve Bronius. At center, a sophomore from Dorset, Vermont, number 50, Ben Stimson. At guard, a sophomore from Cambridge, New York, number 13, Colin Lanchanton. And at guard, a freshman from New Orleans, Louisiana, number 33, Jerry Butler. The Eagles are coached by Todd Montana. He is assisted by Wayne Johnson. And now, the starters for your Plattsburgh State Cardinals. At guard, a junior from Chattagay, New York, number 3, Jared Dumont. At guard, a sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, number 11, Anthony Williams. At forward, a sophomore from Bridgeport, Connecticut, number 21, Travis Gorham. At forward, a freshman from Queens, New York, number 22, Mike Dietz. And at forward, a senior from Enosburg Falls, Vermont, number 41, Brian Hatch. The Cardinals are coached by Tom Curl. He is assisted by Cameron Conover and Curtis Smith. The referees for today's game are Ken Harrison, Gordy Akins, and Mark McCormick. Fans, please rise and join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we're almost set for action here. Some interesting tidbits in the 72-51 win earlier this week. Their defense, they held Clarkson to just 32% shooting, very low. And Plattsburgh, on the other side, shot 51% from the field throughout the game. And they were led by the Vision, Anthony Williams. He had 22 points, 5 assists, and 5 boards, so an all-around game for him. And what do you guys think heading into tonight's game, our last game of the fall semester?
It's really good to see Mike Dietz and Dumont out there earning their starting spots, and now they get to play the last game of the semester.
This is a game where I think we might see everybody off the bench tonight. I mean, 0-5 Green Mountain. I expect good defense as well.
Talking with Curtis Smith before the game, they said their key point for tonight's game was to focus. This team, as you mentioned, is 0-5. They need to focus. Like, if they play their game, they should be able to pull a victory. And with great defense will come offense.
Yeah, that's a game of basketball. With defense comes offense. The offense will always just come because you'll work the fast break and everything will just come to you.
Fisher there drove the lane. And also he said, like you mentioned, Matt Wolf, he said that their goal of the game is to get every player on the Plattsburgh bench into tonight's game. Plattsburgh with a couple offensive rebounds, knocked out of bounds. It will be Plattsburgh ball.
That first drive from Fisher, though, it's not a promising start. He was just able to get in the lane with relative ease. It looks like he's a good player, but they're going to have to focus on him better.
Williams short on a three-point attempt.
Yeah, and what you were saying before, Bobby, getting every person in. The entire Plattsburgh team is playing so well right now. My big problem would be, who do you put in? I feel like I'm watching Dirk Nowitzki out there.
Actually, it's Connell Lanchanton with the long hair. You know, Dirk actually he is clean shaven now, I believe.
He still has long hair, doesn't he? I think.
He shaved it. He might be back now. I don't know.
He's got like slick back a little bit.
Lanchanton fires a three, can't connect.
Gorham gets his first rebound.
Down low to Hatch. Nope. Gorham with another board there. Now here's Dumont. Money for three-pointer.
Dumont is on for that shot. Green Mountain's going to have a long day. Remember our last game we covered, Dumont was 4 for 5, I think.
Yeah, from three-point land. And he really got most of them coming in the second half. Really got high in that second half to bury a few threes. Fisher drives again, little teardrop, air ball.
That was a good job. Good defense by Dumont, forcing him to go baseline and right into Hatch.
Dietz thought about the three. Down low to Hatch, and it's stolen by Green Mountains. Branis. Butler over to Lanchanen for 3. Short, but the offensive board, and it blocked by Gorham. Not a very tall team Green Mountain has. They do have one 6'8" freshman center on the bench, but the rest of the team is not too big. Oh, Dietz with a steal. Off the inbound. Williams will drive, hop step, rolls out, but the Gorham with the offensive rebound, he stepped on the line and will be Green Mountain ball.
It seems like most teams do that whenever they make a great rebound or they sky over everyone, grab it, and they always seem to step out of bounds.
And the 6'8" Green Mountain center, Peter Horton, checks in.
I like them using the press early in the game. It looks like it's caused 2 turnovers now already.
And that was a wild pass by Horton to cause the turnover. Dietz in the corner for 3, no good. Stimson with the board. Almost turned it over. Fisher, oh, pretty pass to Butler, but he couldn't handle it, and Butler stepped out of bounds.
Very sloppy play from Green Mountain so far. If they're going to stick, the Cardinals are a very efficient team right now in the beginning of the game.
Fisher coming in to average 19 points per game. Seems to be levels above every other Green Mountain Eagle.
Oh, Fisher averages, I thought you meant the Green Mountain averages 19 points a game.
That'd be tough.
Got a little confused there.
Dietz with another steal, another Green Mountain turnover. Gorham on the break, and he's fouled by Butler.
Nice job, nice job. Nice job by Butler there to deny the dunk. So that would have jazzed up the whole Cardinal team.
It appears if you're able to keep the ball out of Fisher's hand, they don't have much in terms of being able to handle pressure. So that'll be, I'm going to double team him coming off of made baskets.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like the Green Mountain team, when they're challenged, it looks like they do turn it over. There's been, I think, like 2 or 3 steals already.
Yeah.
Gorham's entering the game, averaging 9 points per game to go along with 10 boards.
And that's the key factor to his game, is his rebounding. Even Gorham's getting in there, getting in the steal game.
He actually had a few steals playing on top of the key in that 1-3-1 zone the other night. Horton, a wild pass, gets it to Butler though.
Yeah, you often see that from really good rebounders. They're also really good defenders also.
Dietz with the board, up top to Williams. He'll push. Looking for a foul call there, none called. And there's DeMott, the thief, with a steal over to Gorham. Bangs bodies, and Butler with his second foul on Gorham.
Looks like Gorham was thinking about going up with that. I mean, he was expecting the bump, so it looked like he really didn't try to throw it up very hard.
It looked like he was trying to draw the foul there, and he got what he wanted. It was a little wild going to the lane. If Butler would have set his feet, would have been able to draw the charge.
That looked straight out of a highlight video. The way he was, looked like he was storming down the lane with a purpose.
The Mod's pass is stolen by Fisher. Fisher trapped by 3 Cardinals, knocked out of bounds by the Cardinals. Stimson back in, Butler out with the 2 fouls. 15:59 left to go here in the first half. It's Lanchanton working the point right now.
This is a very inexperienced team.
Tried to take a jumper in the face of Gorham, but Gorham would have none of that. Oh, pretty pass down low to Horton. How is he that wide open down low?
I don't know. Green Mountain showing signs. I don't know. Maybe they're figuring stuff out, to quote Marv Albert there. Sorry.
Seems like it should be a big lead for Plattsburgh, but they're only up 3 early going.
Hopefully they can control their fouls.
Hatch misses another shot down low. I believe he's 0 for 3 down there. They got no one of his size to really bang with him. He should be able to run it down there.
Yeah, and he has taken the high percentage shots, but they will fall.
Fisher loses it, and DeMott comes up with it.
The thief.
Nice pass to Williams, and he finishes strong.
A stat of the night may be developing early on with Plattsburgh steals.
Or turnovers. There's been a lot of turnovers caused by these steals. And another turnover almost saved there by Stimson. DeMott open for three. Count it. He's got such a pretty shot. And Green Mountain will call their first timeout after almost another turnover. Plattsburgh working the press effectively in the early going.
Yeah, Green Mountain's definitely going to have to figure out something to get around this press, create some easy baskets. But they're just running multiple people at Fisher to try and keep him contained.
Yeah, the Green Mountain, it's pretty much, Plattsburgh is playing very efficient basketball right now. They're clogging up the passing lanes. They're watching for the obvious passes to get the steals, and they're playing pretty good offense. They're finding the open man, but the shots just aren't going down. But they're playing way more efficient basketball than Green Mountain right now.
Some more notes earlier in the earlier game Tuesday night. Antoine Miller finished with 10 points and 9 boards. 9 boards for a guard. Like to see that. And Brian Hatch chipped in with 12 points and 5 rebounds. And Coral was very happy with Miller, saying he has an outstanding game on the boards. It's very rare to see someone who rebounds that well for his size. Miller only listed at 6 feet. Yeah. Bang bodies the big man, play like a big man, as I used to say.
Yeah, I mean, anytime one of your guards gets that many rebounds, that's really great. I mean, he doesn't have the size, but he can always get to the rebound before some of the big men.
Hatch, DeMott, Gorham, Williams, and Dietz in for the Cards. Same lineup as the starting lineup. Plattsburgh up 12-4 with 14:33 left to play.
Let's see what the Eagles plan on doing right here. See if the Cardinals can disrupt it.
And Lance Jansen inbounds it, gets it back, being guarded by Williams. Plattsburgh in a little 2-3 zone. Over to Fisher. Williams goes to the double team. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. Last touch by Williams. Green Mountain will inbound with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Someone's going to have to step up for Green Mountain and make some shots, because there's going to be somebody open with the double teams we're running at Fisher.
Yeah, one interesting stat I'd like to mention for the Eagles is that there's only one senior on the team. And there's only one senior, and then the next closest is a junior, and everyone else is either sophomore or freshman. So this is a very inexperienced
2 seconds on the shot clock. Stimson had no idea. Shot will not count. It didn't fall anyway.
And that goes right to the inexperience factor I was talking about. No communication.
Gorham will inbound over to Williams. And Kroll doesn't like what he sees. Calls a 30-second timeout. So note to this Green Mountain team, as you say, they are young, but they have had some success in the past. They had 7 men's conference, from 1993 to 2000, 7 straight men's conference championships with 4 national tournament appearances. In their history, they averaged 18 wins per season. Last year, they finished 10-14. And the women's team, they were the conference champions and the national tournament champs in 2002. And actually, the women's team was here in the Cardinal Classic. They battled Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh defeated them in the Cardinal Classic. They were a young, small team from Vermont. So it's rebuilding stage for this Green Mountain team.
Yeah, that team was mostly young also. I believe they only had 1 senior on it for the females. They only had 8 players on it as well, if I remember correctly.
Very small team.
You know, one interesting fact that
up top to Gorham. Oh, can't. Almost had an alley-oop, but he couldn't contain it. Dietz drive the lane, and he is fouled.
I was about to say one interesting fact that Bobby noticed right away was all the Cardinals are wearing the same shoe. That's big. That's right there. That's teamwork.
Team unity.
Yes.
Was that the play they called in timeout, an alley-oop?
May have been.
I mean,
It
really,
worked.
you could have been.
Yeah,
Gorham
as
was
long as
open.
that way. I heard Curl yell good execution, so.
Right, as long as you have a timeout, why not call a play for coming up? I mean, it's the best time.
Dietz hits 1-2, and now DeMott takes a seat. Miller in.
Mr. Everything, Antoine Miller is in.
Plattsburgh
rebounds,
continuing
he
with the
assists,
full
he
court
scores.
press. Lanchanton trapped in the corner, knocked out of bounds by Gorham.
Got some old Cardinals sitting in the bleachers over there.
Showing their support. A small crowd today. This is the first day of finals here at SUNY Plattsburgh.
On a Saturday, oh boy.
Must be tough. I know a few people that had some finals today. It's tough.
Yeah, so do I.
I didn't
Glad
have
I
one
don't
today,
have
but
any.
I've had one on a Saturday in previous semesters.
Gorham opened down low, missed the layup, but he was fouled.
Cardinals doing a really good job getting to the free throw line. It seems like they're pulling the old switcheroo on the team, because usually the Cardinals are the ones in this situation. They're usually doing a lot of the fouling.
And they've yet to commit a foul here in first almost 7 minutes of play.
This is rare.
Now Jared Lowe in, Dietz out. DeMott hits both. Press continues. Lanchanton stolen. Oh, nope, out of bounds. Almost stolen by Gorham. Green Mountain really has no answer for this press. Hatch with a steal. Ripped it right out of Lanchanton's hand. Missed that high percentage shot, but Antoine Miller with the loose ball rebound. And Williams will reset with 28 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Lowe over to Miller. Miller will drive. Missed too strong. Got his own rebound blocked by Horton.
There's some of that rebounding and scrappy play we were talking about.
Oh, pretty move by Brandis, and he got the roll. Tom Kroll calls for passing, telling Plattsburgh to move the ball. Low open for three. Count it. Oh, pretty.
I can't remember a time when the Cardinals were shooting so well from around in the field.
Almost a steal by Hatch, knocked out of bounds. Oh no, Plattsburgh will get the ball. They'll say it was last touched by Steve Brainis.
Looks like the Cardinals have struck gold here. They've realized the factor that if you pressure Green Mountain, they cough it up.
And like Curtis Smith said earlier today, with great defense comes offense. A little switch of the inbounder, Jared Lowe instead of Gorham. Now here's Lowe trying to find Hatch over to Gorham instead. The vision over to Lowe. He's trying to work it inside. Green Mountain's preventing that. Williams for three. Front rim, Hatch. Almost had the board, but was knocked out of bounds by Brandon, so it will remain Plattsburgh ball. Plattsburgh got big, 18-6, 11:50 remain.
It
in this
appears
first half.
Green Mountain is focused on stopping the inside game, and by doing that, they're giving up wide open looks on the perimeter.
And they got to change the way they're playing, because the Cardinals are hitting those shots.
I don't like that shot at all. Lowe took right in the face of the 6'8" Horton.
Maybe he was feeling still
Early in the shot
confident.
clock, really didn't need that. Ricky Ryder off the bench, see if he comes in for Lowe for that shot. Horton over Lowe to get the board, but missed the shot. There's a block by Hatch.
Nice job by Miller to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, they had Williams down low, but they couldn't get it to him. Now Williams in the corner, over to Gorham. Battling the 6'8", Horton loses it, and picked off by Butler. And there's the first Plattsburgh foul. I believe it will be on Gorham. It is. Butler is back in this game after 2 early fouls against Gorham. Ryder checks in and actually Hatch out, and now Dietz back in, and Gorham will get his first breather.
It's like, I guess, Dietz will be taking on the center duties. Really, all the Cardinals rebound really well, so.
And this is a small Green Mountain team other than the 6'8" Horton, but he's a skinny 6'8", so his size isn't as intimidating.
So they're really not giving up much height.
Butler for 3.
That's a
back iron.
It's a really tough shot.
Williams on the break. Missed the layup.
Oh, he brought it up a little too soon.
Oh, Horton with a monster block. It's about the 5th shot down low that 5th or 6th shot that Plattsburgh's missed. Easy layup or a shot down low.
Yeah, I think their last 2 attempts have been blocked, though. I don't know that one was.
Low open for 3. Back iron, and Miller knocked it out of bounds, trying to get the rebound over Stimson.
It's probably the most contested shot Lowe's had all day.
I tell you, I don't know. He's probably still feeling the effects from that last shot he cashed from 3. So the confidence is probably booming for him.
Wild pass by Butler to Nome. Tried to go behind the back.
It's like, I don't know if I'd bring a little Jason Williams into this game. Not when you're down like this.
Green Mountain head coach Todd Mantanis just said to Butler, "What are you doing?"
So what's going on, buddy? Wanna have a little share time? Sit down.
Here's Williams. Down low to Dietz. Head fake. Pops. And it rims in.
That's a great fake. He faked the Eagles right out of the shoes.
Everything just looks so easy for the Cardinals right now.
Exactly. They're paying attention to defense, and the offense is coming to them, just as Curtis Smith said earlier.
Stimson's shot didn't even hit the rim. Dietz is fouled by Horton. I really didn't see a foul. I thought it was a nice block.
That did look like a nice block. See, whenever the Cardinals bring it down low,
I
it
think
seems
say it was
like
a push from behind before the blocking.
Oh.
So he got the foul, but he prevented the potential 3-point play. And Mr. Miles, James Miles, fan favorite here in Plattsburgh. Set to check in, get some early minutes here in the second half. And he'll replace the vision, Anthony Williams.
Seems like Plattsburgh is being they're really efficient with their offense right now. They're either making the smart pass and getting the open look, or they're bringing it down low and they're getting fouled.
Dietz hits on both.
Dietz is actually one of the more brighter free throw shooters. Brighter, when I say brighter, I mean better percentage.
Fisher, pop to Butler. Back iron and Ryder up high for the board. Almost loses it, gets it over the Dietz. James Miles in the corner, he'll drive baseline, and his pass is knocked out of bounds by Brannis.
So the Eagles are playing really spotty defense. Every now and then they come up with a play, but they're giving up way more than they're getting.
Is low. Front rim, he's now 1 of 4 shooting after hitting his first 3-point attempt.
25%'s not that bad from 3.
And Fisher lost the ball, but then I believe he was fouled. And Jared Lowe with the foul.
Plattsburgh foul number 5, Jared Lowe, his first, team second.
So Lanchanton will inbound for the Eagles.
I tell you, this Eagles team is from all over too. Someone's from Miami, Florida, Waterbury, Connecticut, New Orleans,
Slovenia.
all over.
Got
Yeah,
a foreign player.
Yeah, I feel really bad, but I don't really know where that is. Geography's lacking a little bit at this
Yeah,
time.
I hear you.
Dietz open in the corner for 3. Rolls around the rim. No. And actually, during warm-ups today, interesting shot. I believe it was either Antoine Miller or Anthony Williams. And that's Fisher and one fouled by Lowe, his second. We'll give you some time for this interesting story. I was watching some warm-ups earlier today. And it was either Williams or Miller. Took a 3-point shot, hit front rim, bounce up, hit the shot clock, hit the shot, top of the shot clock, bounced 3 times, and then bounced in.
You witnessed this?
I witnessed it.
Wow.
Obviously, in a real game, it would not count because it would be called out of bounds, but
That's like
it'd be a tough shot to make if it's a game of horse.
exactly. I was just going to say that if you would have called that in horse, that'd be good.
One of those Larry Bird, Michael Jordan commercials.
Exactly.
Off the front of the rim, off the shot clock 3 times, nothing but net.
I always have to call off somebody. Like it always just hit someone in the head.
8:15 left to play in the first half. Miles almost stolen by Fisher. Miller, he'll drive. Off glass, no good, but tips it back in. I believe that's Miller's 3rd rebound, all on offense.
I tell you, and he was boarding right next to Travis Gorham.
Notice Miller, he loves catching the ball on the far side, little head fake and drive baseline.
Yeah, it looks like he shies away from the shot. But really, that's a good weapon because if a team knows your game, if they know you like to drive it, you might be able to fake him out for an open jumper sometimes.
But today, if he can get the drive, it's a higher percentage shot, so why not?
Definitely.
Butler again, wild pass. What is he doing?
He just likes those behind-the-head passes. It's out of bounds, I guess.
I don't know. Someone tell Jason Williams that we do not need that play right now.
I think maybe he's hoping one of them will get caught and it'll go on his personal highlight reel.
I'm surprised. If I was the coach, I'd be pretty upset with that. I'd want to take him out and talk to him.
Because there's no need for that. I mean, if you're playing in front of your home crowd, I'd see why you want to do that, maybe to liven things up. But
if you're playing in the backyard,
yeah,
street ball, sure, give it a shot.
Yes.
Gorham called for steps.
If he does connect one, though, it'll be cool.
Yeah, we'll get to see a little of the and one stuff here at Plattsburgh, but.
And Gorham with a steal.
Great defense, great defense.
Jared Lowe's cutting.
Oh.
Ended up too far behind the basket, and his pass to Miller is taken away by Butler.
Looks like nobody on Green Mountain saw him. He was just back there, and there were 2 guys that could have picked him up, and neither one of them went to him.
That would have been a great play if Lowe dished it back to Miles when he was coming along the back.
Bobby Wilbur, Matt Wolf, and Michael Cameron here for PSTV Sports. This is our first game of our PSTV doubleheader. After tonight's game, head over to the ice at the Stanford Ice Arena, and you'll get this catch. The men's hockey game. They played yesterday in Middlebury, and Middlebury's a good team. They won a championship a few years ago, and then they played Middlebury to a tie, so it was a good game for the Cards. Ryder's 3 is off, and it's Horton with the board. And actually, regular scheduling program continues this week on PSTV. Even though it's finals week, we'll still be broadcasting till Thursday.
We are on the air till Thursday.
From 7 to 10:30. So you need a little study breaker, a little stress reliever. Turn on PSTV's quality programming for the final episodes of all your favorite shows.
Maybe you can see this smiling face next to me, Bobby Wilbur on Card Sports.
You get to see highlights and updates from last week's basketball games and hockey games if you missed any of those. And our top plays. .5:45 left to play, and Gorham called with an offensive foul.
This game's going really, really quickly. I don't know if anyone watching is feeling that, or in the stands, or you guys, but it feels like it's going really quickly.
Well, there hasn't been a lot of fouls. There haven't been many timeouts. That'll happen.
Exactly. There hasn't really been that many timeouts.
I think there's been 2, maybe 3.
And neither team is in the penalty yet, so we haven't been seeing a lot of free throws.
And another Green Mountain turnover. James Ma on the break. He'll pull out. Miller, he'll take that 3-pointer. No good, but the garbage man cleans up. Now back to Ryder, and his lefty layup's good.
So Plattsburgh's team is very well developed. Everyone has the basic, really good fundamentals.
And Butler collides in the Ryder. It will be a side out for the Eagles.
Plattsburgh foul number 23, Ricky Ryder, his first, team 6.
And Simpson almost loses it. Winds up in Brandis' hands. Now kick out to Langenton for 3. Short, but offensive board by the Eagles. Simpson hop step, baby hook, no good. Gorham had it deflected out of bounds, but it will be Plattsburgh ball with 4:43 left to play.
Looks like Antoine Miller is taking the point guard duties, and as you said before, he had a really good game last game. 10 points and 9 rebounds.
And Curl doesn't like what he sees on that offensive set, and he'll call timeout. It'll be a full timeout with Plattsburgh up 26-9. So
This is a curious timeout here.
But I really like to see this. This really shows Curl cares so much for the way his team is playing, their efficiency. Even though they're up by such a big margin, if he doesn't like the play they're running, he calls a timeout and has them start over.
Exactly, even though they're up by a lot. He didn't see like what he saw on offense and called the timeout. So, yeah, we've decided for our set of the night, we're going to go with the Green Mountain Eagles turnovers. And Renee, she loves doing the pick'em, so she's going to join us as courtside reporter. We'll get her selection, also see if any 4 of us can hit this one on the head.
And
tell you, the toughest thing is when you pull a random stat and have to guess it. The toughest thing is when you become 1 short.
Yes.
I've done that twice in a row, and it eats me.
Or really,
or never getting it.
Or if you're like 15 short, that really gets me.
It's been a lot of turnovers by the Eagles, so this could be a high number.
This could be. You have to think.
Now we got 4.5 minutes left too. There could be a lot more.
Could be more. That's correct.
But it looks like they're calling off the Dogs a little bit on the press.
Now, do you think the turnovers will be double digits?
Oh, I believe so.
Who knows? Yeah, but then he factors in what do we think is a turnover and what do the stats people think is a turnover. We've been seeing a lot of change of possession from them losing it.
Green Mountain using a 3-2 zone, which I like since Plattsburgh is a really good shooting team. They're going to put 3 guards up front, up top. 5 on the shot clock. DeMott from way downtown. No good, but knocked out of bounds. Last touch, I believe, by Fisher, and it will be Plattsburgh ball with 4:10 left to play. Plattsburgh up 26-9. Miles to Miller, back to Miles. He'll take that 3-pointer. That rims in.
I always love seeing Miles enter the game. Mr. Miles, you call him, whenever he enters the game. I can always expect, if he gets an open 3, he's going to have, it's either going to, most of the time it's going to go in. He shoots a very high percentage.
Gorham called for another foul.
Plattsburgh foul number 21, Travis Gorham's third, team 6.
I believe that is Gorham's third foul, so he'll have to take his seat. Curl does not like that call at all. And actually, they're not going to let Jerry Nichols come in for Gorham, so Gorham has to be careful not to pick up his 4th foul. And if I was Green Mountain Eagle, I would go right to whoever Gorham's guarding.
Because he's their biggest player. Or
Fisher. Butler puts up an air ball. Gorham really was very cautious there on D, but his presence still caused an air ball. Ryder drives, misses. Miles with the board, and he finishes.
Miles.
It's a really good rebound by Miles. He went up really aggressive with it, and the Eagles really couldn't stop him.
And Green Mountain will call timeout. Now, you mentioned how I called James Miles Mr. Miles. You know, actually, the reason is I don't know if any of you two were a big wrestling fan back in the day.
Yeah, not really back in like the beginning of wrestling.
A little bit.
I've grown out of that stage, but I used to enjoy wrestling. I used to watch it all the time. There used to be a wrestler named Mr. Hughes.
Yes, he was a bodyguard character.
And for some reason, James Miles reminds me of Mr. Hughes whenever I see him. And I don't know why, but that's where it came from.
I remember
got a little bodyguard build. He's a little taller.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
And actually, the head of PSTV, Christine Johnson, used to work in the wrestling department first for WF and WCW, so she has a lot of stories of all those wrestlers. Actually, good friends with Ric Flair.
Yes.
I just wanted to say woo on
big
camera,
Ric Flair.
actually. So Plattsburgh up 31-9 here with 3:30 left to play. Small crowd on hand. Probably has to do with Saturday afternoon and finals.
I'm sure everyone's studying.
What'd you say? Everyone's, big study. Plattsburgh's averaging 265 fans per game for a home game. Actually, in the first game of the season, that Friday night game we did against Hartwick in the Carter Classic, they had their highest attendance, 606 fans there.
It did seem like there was that many people here. There was a lot of people here for that game.
A lot of fun atmosphere for that game.
Yep. Because this is an exciting Cardinal team.
We'd like to thank Quiznos Subs for their continuing support of Plattsburgh State Television and their underwriting grant.
And the entire PSTV crew, all smiles here.
Plattsburgh with the press. Green Mountain beats it. And Lanchannon they did lose it. No, it was not got a bounce by Plattsburgh. He had a tough time handling Fisher's pass. At halftime, looks like Renee will be able to get the franchise Curtis Smith, so we'll see his thoughts on the first half. Loose ball rebound by the Eagles after Lanchannon missed a three. Down low to Lanchannon. He kisses it off the glass for two.
That was probably one of the best offensive sets we've seen from the Green Mountain Eagles all day.
They don't seem like a very good half-court team. Very half-court offensive team.
Which is a bad sign when you turn the ball over as much as they do.
I like this decision still to go with the 3-2 zone. Plattsburgh, especially without Chris Gibbs-Smith or Gorham, they're really guard-oriented and they rely on their jump shooters. And the 3-2 zone will...
Isn't this a 2-3?
Yeah, 3 people on top, 3 guards on top,
okay.
and it will affect the jump shot. A lot of times the 2-3 zone will promote the jump shot, but 3-2 will help.
Exactly.
Deny it.
With all these guards, it
just caused the Plattsburgh turnover.
Yeah, it makes them want to either shoot the jumper, but then they have to pay attention to deny the penetration from the Plattsburgh guards.
And actually, right now, Plattsburgh is in a 5-guard set. Mr. Miles listed at 6'4", 6'2" is your center.
Oh, I thought it'd be. I was looking at Ricky Ryder to be the center. It's very different to see Gorham.
And almost a steal. Fisher gets
5
it back.
on the shot clock.
Nice pass to Horton. Had trouble handling it. Got the shot up right before the shot clock expired. And then Butler. Oh no, Fisher with the board and the putback.
I've been pretty impressed with Fisher today. He's definitely living up to his numbers. Unfortunately for him, the defense is really focused in on him.
And finally, a player to watch that you picked, finally playing well.
I feel, yes.
Could have been the curse of Matt Wolf. Whatever player he picks only does nothing.
I have been watching Fisher. He's pretty good ball handle. He's dribbling really good. He's got some skills, definitely.
Ryder cans a 3.
There's another 3. It's raining in Memorial still.
See what Plattsburgh's doing on offense to try to beat the zone to get the jump shot. They're feeding it down low to Miles, and once they go to double team him, he's kicking it out.
Really, and Plattsburgh shooting so well today, it's really working to their advantage.
And the mock call for foul. Curl really didn't like that call either.
No.
And Plattsburgh's in the bonus. So Fisher will shoot 1 and 1.
And even though Plattsburgh's up, I can tell Curl isn't very happy. The jacket's off. It seems to be how I can tell. You know how the whenever go back to wrestling, whenever Hulk Hogan got fired up, he'd rip off the shirt and start running around, going crazy. He's not really going crazy with it, same thing.
James Miles takes a seat. Chris Travers in. Fisher hits on the first, so he'll get another. Plattsburgh up by 20, 34-14. Just over a minute left to go here in the first half.
This feels like the first free throws that Green Mountain shot today.
I think it is.
No, I believe they had another one earlier.
Yeah, they're spaced so far apart. They're Like, which way to the free throw line?
And there's DeMott for three. He hits his third three-pointer. I think he's 3 for 3 from three-point land.
He's feeling it. His confidence is skyrocketing right now. To take that shot with 2 people in your face, he's just helping the percentage.
And Ryder almost calls it a turnover. Let's take a look at DeMont three-point percentage. He's shooting at 46% going in this game.
That is excellent. That means just about half. That means about half of your three-pointers you're shooting, you're making.
And actually, before the injury, Chris Gibbs-Smith led the team with a 553-point percentage, 11 of 20 from three-point land. Fisher draws the foul. Shot doesn't count, but he will go to the line.
Looks like now Fisher's starting to establish himself in the game. He got off to a really slow start, but
so with 45 seconds left to go, what are the Saturday night being Eagles turnovers? What are some thoughts? Not your final decision yet, but where are you thinking? What number?
I think it's definitely double digits because really they've coughed it up at half court a bunch of times. They've made some bad passes down the paint. There's no telling what it could be. It's really up in the air.
I'm thinking low double digits. It's just, especially early in the game, first like 5 minutes they had a bunch. They've calmed down a little bit since then, but I'm thinking low double digits.
Of course, Bobby's going to guess 25 because he always guesses high.
Well, that would be you.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Bobby guesses correctly. You guess high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the comic relief, everybody, all right?
25 seconds, 15 seconds on the shot clock, so the 10-second shot clock differential. 8 on the shot clock now. Travers will drive. Oh, wild layup through from his knees and went in. So 10 seconds to play. Shot clock turned off. Fisher crosses midcourt. He'll hold for the final shot. 4 seconds left. Over to Lanchette. Open for 3. Front rim, no good. And that's how this first half of action will end, with Plattsburgh with a commanding 39-16 lead. So quickly, let's see. What's your guess?
I'm going to go 13.
13.
You go first.
Well, I was going to say 12. 12 is my lucky number.
That's what I was going to pick. No. I was going to guess 14.
14. Okay, so we got 13,
We're all
14,
bunched
12.
up.
We're going to send it down to Renee, who has Curtis, the franchise Smith.
I'm here with courtside with Plattsburgh's assistant coach, Curtis Smith. Curtis, do you feel that the game was a little bit slow this half?
Yeah, I think we started out sluggish. Like, this is the type of games that, you know, if the opponent not so good, you know, they a little lackadaisical, and we came out to a slow start. But you see, as we gained momentum, we started doing better. So we just got to take it. We got to take our time also, and we got to run what we're doing in a competition if it was a greater team. So that's what we got to do.
Okay. And I heard Coach Curl saying that the refs were making some calls that were a little, you know, they were playing off the scoreboard, kind of not objective. Do you feel that?
To a point, you know, to a point I would score, and at a game like this, sometimes the ref like to even it up because of the score situation. So that's what he was mainly talking about.
And I have one more question. Since tonight is one of those games where more minutes will be played by some of the bench players, who were you impressed with so far this half?
Well, James just came off the bench and gave us a great lift. You know, he's playing like when he comes in, he's playing like a power forward, small forward spot for us, and he got outside shooting. So I think he did it right off the bench. He came and gave us a couple of rebounds, gave us a three-pointer and a nice strong layup. So I think that was real good. And the other players are starting to pick it up off the bench, so that's real good.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and look forward to next half.
Happy holidays to you too.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'm getting in on the stats now. Finally. I think we're doing Green Mountain turnovers, so I hope I didn't guess any of the same numbers as the three of you guys, but I'm guessing 19. Let's see how it turns out. So stay tuned. We'll be back next half. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Renee. That's a pretty high guess there.
Finally, someone guesses higher than
Michael Cameron guess. We'll have to see. So Renee says 19, Cameron 14, Wolf 13, me 12. We'll see who's right.
Probably going to be 12.
39-16. We'll head it into the half, and we'll be back for second half action.
19. That's insane. It's definitely not that. I wouldn't have guessed that. It's 19.
Welcome back to Memorial Hall. We're just about to begin the second half of Plattsburgh State versus the Green Mountain Eagles. Plattsburgh's up 39-16. Before halftime, we did our stat of the night, the commentary game. It was Green Mountain turnovers. In order to get a monkey, get it correct, you have to hit it on the head. All of us once again fouled. Renee said 19. Cameron said 14. Wolf said 13. I believe I said 12. The correct answer was 16. Interesting enough, they have as many turnovers, 16 as do points.
Yeah. So to go back to the game, any of you who are hard at home and you're watching this, I was closest. So
for the first time.
I believe they say first is the worst, second is the best, and I finished second every time. So
no, that's just what they say to kids who don't win.
I know.
We are for next semester. We will change the game up a little bit since it's so tough to get it right. I'm up 2-0,
and
I have 2, and no one else here has got any because you have to get it right in the head. We're gonna say if you're within 2 for next semester, you get it right because it is tough. Within 2, we all would have had some more points.
Or if you have any ideas how we can revamp the game, you know, we're on the web, you know.
Nice. Nice passing. Down low to get to Gorham, and quickly the Green Mountain Eagles head coach Todd Montana calls a timeout.
Maybe we could do it so like first place gets 3 points, second 2 points, and third 1 point. Something like that.
That's a lot of monkeys.
That is a lot of monkeys. By then they just be like little dots on the screen. You won't be able to tell what they are.
Okay. Apparently our graphics cannot handle that many monkeys.
There's a lot of monkeys. I don't know if anyone's graphics can handle that many monkeys. We'd probably have to fill up the screen with all the monkeys on my side.
We could do a points total then, I guess, if you wanted to. So after the quick timeout, only less than 30 seconds into the half, we're about ready. It will be Green Mountain ball.
Looks like Cardinals are coming out with their starting lineup. Gorham's going to gamble. He's playing with, is it 3 or 4 fouls?
3 fouls. And DeMont led Plattsburgh in the first half with 9 points, all his points coming from beyond the three-point line. He's become a three-point specialist, that Jared Dumont. And almost a steal by Dumont.
Green Mountain apparently does not believe in using their bench very much. They only brought in 1 sub in the first half, only using 6 total players.
And a three-point attempt by Butler, no good, but offensive rebound by Green Mountain. And Stimson's shot no good, and Gorham with the board. I guess we were told that Jared Dumont doesn't like the way we pronounce his name, Dumont. It's actually Dumont, so we're sorry for that.
Yeah, the big...
I feel like it's the same way, but a lot of people mess up my last name, Welber, so I can see where got a little upset.
How do people say Welber?
Well, people don't like to, it's spelled out W-E-L-B-E-R, so it's like well and burr. A lot of times you go to the doctor's office, it's Weber or Wilbur. They'll put an I instead of the E. Those are the 2 most common ones. It's quite easy if you spell it out.
I simplify it and say Big Bob.
The only problem my name has, it's always misspelled.
There's only one, it's 2 F's.
2 F's, and people will leave the F off, put an E on.
Well, wouldn't that be Wolfie, though?
I don't, I know how to spell my name. E is silent usually at the end of a word.
Antoine Miller in, Gorham out.
Oh, that's his 4th foul, so I think he'll probably be sitting for
quite some time.
We might not see him again today.
I think they'll bring him in the last probably 5 minutes. I'd bring him in.
His line in the first half, 4 points, 7 boards.
So, yeah, wow.
All his points coming from the free throw line.
So it looks like Plattsburgh's definitely picked it up in free throws. Their earlier games, they didn't really shoot a very good percentage. Today they're 7 for 8.
Butler gets that shot to roll.
They're only shooting about 38% from the 3-point line, though. What's our usual percent from there?
Well, 37 really.
37?
And 37 we shot in that first half.
Yeah.
It's not that from 3-point line. That's not that bad. That's average. That's average for most NBA teams.
Fisher to Butler, blocked by Miller.
Looks like Antoine Miller, Mr. Everything, is taking on the duties at center.
And he's playing like a big man, and there's Miller completes the alley-oop layup. And once again, Todd Montana calls the timeout.
And really, if I was the coach and I saw the other team score an alley-oop on me, right away you call foul, because that means 2 people missed an assignment. You missed disrupting the pass, and you let another player.
Especially when the alley-oop comes from a 6-footer, Antoine Miller. Not even a big man when they got to put it up top, and he just out-jumped everybody.
And really, that doesn't surprise me. He's been doing that a lot. With all those rebounds he's been getting.
And Adam Fisher leads the Eagles with 10 points. He had 2 boards and 2 assists. Really the only he's the only high scorer for Green Mountain. The only 2 people on the scoreboard is Brandon's with 2, Lanchanen with 2, and Horton with 2.
Antoine Miller actually was second in the first half with rebounds. Leader was Gorham, like you mentioned before. Miller had 6. So he's getting it done.
It's a strong play by Miller. That's why he's been seeing a lot of playing time since the Gibbs Smith injury. I think it's because of his hustle.
Oh, exactly. And that's how you get a spot on a basketball team, is your hustle. It doesn't matter if you can't shoot. That's no big deal. But if you hustle, comes rebounds, comes disrupting the other team's offense, and you'll get on the team.
Miller also chipped in with 3 points off the bench.
See Gibbs Smith sitting on the bench. I talked to him earlier, and he really has that bug. He really wants to get back out on the floor.
And as he said in the pregame show, he will be back for the New Jersey tournament. This December 29th, the team will travel to Montclair, New Jersey for the Mountainside Hospital tournament. And Gibbs Smith will be back, and he'll be able to test out that ankle. Actually, if I'm Tom Curl, I know it's a tournament. I know Gibbs Smith wants to play again, but I would maybe save him until January 13th when SUNYAC starts again. Those are the important games. Those are the games that count for the playoffs.
I would want to get him back into the game playing shape, you know. He's been sitting out for a couple games. I would play him maybe like 5-10 minutes maybe.
Oh, wow. What a spin by Fisher, but a wild shot.
I would definitely play him in that tournament if he's healthy. With him on the floor, obviously you get the best chance to win. But obviously the SUNYAC games are more important. So maybe limit his time and see how he feels in those games and play it based on that.
Plattsburgh working the passing game there. Found Hatch open down low. After 3 or 4 passes, he missed the first but was able to get his rebound and finish.
Yeah, they are doing a really good job offensive rebounding. Plattsburgh had 16 offensive rebounds in the first half. That's amazing.
Antoine Miller led with 3 offense. Gorham had 5 offensive boards, and then Miller had 3.
15 seconds. Into the game for Green Mountain, number 45, Peter Horton.
So 16 minutes left to play in this game. 51-18 Plattsburgh. Lanchanen will inbound over to Butler.
Great defense by the Vision out there. Getting his hands up, not letting really the point guard do anything.
Lanchanen being guarded by Miller, and Miller steals it up top to Dumont over the Dietz. Dietz is fouled hard. He will go to line and shoot 2. I don't know if Dietz was happy with that. Foul by, I believe it was Horton. But yeah, it was the big guy, 6'8", Peter Horton.
The play looked really set up really great. I don't think Dietz knew Hatch was coming up behind him on his right.
Dietz hits the first. He had 5 points in the first half, make it 6. 3 of 4 from the line. 1 of 6 shooting. So he hits both. A problem for Plattsburgh in early going of the season was their free throw percentage. They shot 87% in the first half, so Curl has to be happy with their improving on their free throws. Also, all the areas where when we first saw them was their free throws, their turnovers, and their fouls, and all those.
Turnovers are definitely cutting back. They had 7 in the.
And didn't have a team foul
in the first half.
In the first 6 minutes of play. Lanchanen buries a 3. Williams over to Hatch. Back to Dietz, open for three. Too strong. And Horton loses the ball. Guts it back. Miller knocked it away. Horton's able to pick it up. Oh, Fisher. Nice dump off to Horton. And then he is fouled. Late whistle. And Todd Montana a little annoyed. Thought he wasn't going to get the call.
Great job by Fisher to cut through the lane, and that's really great. Plays like that is what gets your team back into it.
And that's why he also gets some 7.5 assists. That's something to start out there. I feel.
Tell us.
If you're a point guard, you set up you pass it over to your teammate. Set him up so well that he has an open shot or like that. I feel if he gets fouled and he hits both his free throws, it should be able to count as an assist.
I think, yeah. That's what I've always thought, in the video games especially. That drives me nuts.
Because it's not the passer's fault that he gave a great pass, but that
he was fouled.
That his teammate was fouled. It's taking an assist away.
Yeah, it's really it's an advantage if you have two guards that pass very well, because you have the point guard who can just set up the players, but then you have the two guard who can make plays happen, the playmaker, you know, and dish it off like we saw right there.
The vision over to Dumont for three. Raymond Fisher up high before the board. Fisher from Miami, Florida.
He's a long way from home.
And Fisher threw it to the referee. Hit him in the chest.
That's tough. I couldn't be a referee because if the ball was coming at me, my first reaction would be to catch it.
Must be a shock for Fisher when he first came here a couple years ago, to go from the warmth of Miami to the cold of Vermont and the winter and the snow.
Shock for me. I'm from Central New York, and it's a shock for me.
Williams for three. Count that.
I'm just curious how they get people from so far away to come to this small school.
To close to Canada, I'd say.
I mean, you wouldn't expect that. You'd expect mostly Vermonters, I would think.
Yeah, it is interesting that I'd like to find out the answers to how they got all these players from all around the world and the United States. Ryder will drive, blocked by Horton. Notice Ryder really only tends to drive the left side.
Into the game for Plattsburgh, number 5, Jared Lowe.
And Lowe in for Dumont. We'd like to thank Rosie's Pizzeria. They're also an underwriting for Cardinal basketball. They're located at the corner of Market and Wheat Street in Plattsburgh. They offer great pizza, a Luff buffet, and Italian specials. And for you Plattsburgh students, they take Cardinal cash.
Yes, that's big. Cardinal cash acceptors are big. Except for when you don't have any more, like myself.
Yeah, I am down to my final 85 cents of Cardinal cash.
Use it
for the semester.
Every bit of it.
I believe I have 57 cents. So maybe we can combine ours and
we're all going out for a stick. We're all going out for a stick of gum after this.
Dumont's blocked by Fisher. So I was wondering, like, what do I do with 85 cents? It's like, obviously, I can't do anything with it.
You can get a candy bar from the machine.
You always hate that shock where you go up there you got some food and then, sir, you have no more Cardinal cash.
I really don't like Jared Lowe's shot selection this game.
No, that one, I don't know.
He had one open three, and every other shot's been contested. He's missed every other one. And he got that one blocked away. And Lanchanton ran into a crowd and threw it away. Now here's Williams on the break. He is fouled. Shot doesn't go, but he'll go to the line and shoot two. .13 minutes left to play. Williams
will be making his first free throw attempts of the game.
He had 4 points in the first half to go along with 2 boards and 2 assists in 10 minutes of play. So half the first half he played.
So the vision getting it done. He also shoots 80% from the free throw line. That's amazing. That's really good.
His team has really stepped out with Chris Gibbs-Smith, the Athens. We've seen a lot of new players on this team. It will be interesting to see next semester with the healthy Gibbs-Smith how far this team can go.
I mean, with the play of all these players right now, the new players, I mean, it's great.
There's a steal by Williams, and he's all by himself.
Disappointed there was no dunk attempt on that one.
Sometimes an open layup, I don't know, I like the finesse of a layup.
That's because you can't dunk.
Yeah, that too.
We think we've had this discussion
I
before.
think so.
Thank you for bringing me back to reality, guys.
Snap back to reality.
I believe we established the ball you are best skilled with is a bowling ball.
Yes.
Yes, I'll meet any one of you on the lanes.
And Miller down low. There's Miller to Williams, and Williams was blocked by Horton. Loose ball winds up in Ryder's hand.
Horton has had 3 blocks in the first half. I believe there's a couple this half. He's on his way to a possible double-digit block game.
Ryder for 3, back iron, but there's Miller for the board and the easy putback. Little snuck right in there, very sneaky.
I tell you, it's sneaky, sir. I tell you, it's Mr. Everything out there. He does it all. Looks like he plays every position. With his stats, it looks like he plays every position, really.
Mini franchise, we call him, the cousin of Curtis Smith. And there's a foul. Ben Stimson will go to line. But as we were talking about, this team has really stepped up without Gibbs Smith, and it will be exciting to see how good this team can be with their best play. Before the injury, it was pretty much the Gibbs Smith show. That's how we dubbed him the main event. But now you got Anthony Williams, who plays great, Gorham, the entire Dietz, Dumont, Miller off the bench. They have a lot of quality players now who have confidence in the SUNYAC tournament and division.
And really, they gained that confidence by Gibbs Smith being injured. They had a chance to step up, and really, they all have a lot of confidence in the games now.
Hopefully it doesn't go back to being the Gibbs Smith show when he does return. That's one concern that could come up. They could just start trying to get the ball to him because they know he's their best player still, even though they played well.
Fisher drives past and throws it out of bounds. Threw it off Ryder as he was going out of bounds. It's Jerry Nichols, number 4, who he drove past. He's in. He's with the blowout. He'll probably see a lot of minutes remaining in the second half. Owens sees his first minute. And there's Fisher. Back of the rim, no good. Miller up top to Lowe. Nichols couldn't handle the pass, but I believe Nichols was fouled.
Yeah, it looks like he stumbled over the other Green Mountain player.
So it'll be a side out. Ryder will inbound with 11:08 left to play here in the second half. First game of a Cardinal Sports doubleheader on PSTV. After this game, you'll have Cardinal hockey. And Lowe called for steps. A little traveling. And if I were Tom Curl, I would think Jared Lowe is playing his way out of the rotation.
Yeah, with that shot selection, there's no doubt about it.
He was, opening night, he was a starter, lost that job to Dumont, who really played well. And lost, actually Miller now is higher ranked off the bench.
Yeah, sometimes the pass is better than an open shot.
Fisher down low to Stimson, and Stimson's fouled by Ryder.
Yeah, it looks like Simpson was held.
I believe it's a non-shooting foul. The net has been caught. And the garbage man cleans that mess up also. Cleans up offensive rebounds and cleans up the net, pulling double duty.
Wonder if that would go on the stat sheet.
Probably not, but we appreciate it here like we appreciated Tom Crow when he fixed the shot clock a few games ago.
One of the great moments in Plattsburgh basketball history.
Fisher, good look to Horton, was a little too hard. He fired it into Horton like a Roger Clemens fastball.
It looks like Fisher kind of really stands out. His passes, none of his players are really ready for him. Like, he's definitely the standout player.
Nichols for 3.
That would be my first player to watch that's been successful. So.
And there's Fisher, missed the layup.
Look at that.
Little jinx by Matt Wolf. Plattsburgh on the break. It's Ryder. He'll take it all the way, and he connects on that layup with the far side. First time the right side. After I said he likes to go drive the left side a lot.
Yeah, and who caused that? Who caused the drive was a rebound by Antoine Miller. The many franchise definitely living up to the name.
Mr. Everything gets 2 nicknames now for all his play. Is Fisher being guarded by Miller. Loses control, but it's fouled by Miller as he was falling down. Bad foul, tough foul to get there. Plattsburgh up 64-24 with 9:49 left to play in this game.
Speaking of steals, the thief, Dumont, actually had 3 steals in the first half. They were quiet ones. They didn't really notice.
He leads the team with 12 steals on the season.
So you can clearly see how he got the starting job.
Chris Travers in, Miller out, Mr. Miles in, and Lowe is out. Fisher hits another. And here's Gorham, top of the key, 25 seconds on the shot clock. Over the rider, being guarded by Fisher. There's open Travers down low. And he is fouled by Stimson. Seemed like Travers was a little nervous to go up with that right away. He brought it back down.
Yeah.
The Eagles were able to swarm on him, but he was able to draw the foul. It was Travers.
He is pretty undersized. He's well, not really. He's taller than me. 6 foot, but down in the paint.
Kick out to Travers. He'll thought about the 3. Now it's Gorham. Nice move. Pass Horton.
It was a nice move by Gorham. I thought that was going to be blocked, but he went up with it strong.
The block machine, Peter Horton, not able to contest that. I like to see them maybe go down. It looks like Gorham's a lot quicker than Horton.
Looks like he does have a lot more post moves, too.
Almost a steal by Plattsburgh. Now here's Fisher, 15 seconds on the shot clock, and travel. Trying to say he held his pivot foot down, does not get the call. Oh, with 8:52 to play, Plattsburgh up 66-25. Gorham and Ryder will take a seat, and we are, I believe, in garbage time.
We've been in garbage time for a while, I think.
Well, I mean, because Corey Wright and
Okay.
Chad Farmer all checked in. So the entire Plattsburgh bench enters the game. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Plattsburgh.
Horton looks like he could benefit from going to the gym a little more.
Oh, yeah, he needs.
And he's
Put
got
on
the
some
size.
muscle.
Little strength would definitely help him.
Yeah, with some muscle, I definitely think he has a chance at really causing some damage down the paint. You're watching PSTV Sports. Entire crew's out here, all smiles, for the last game of the semester.
We just had a nice little banquet last night.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Very touching. The
Leave
seniors.
Senior sign-offs. Lose some seniors. Always sad to see each year they leave. It's actually a little scary thinking about next senior sign-off. Next
Yes.
banquet will be our
Next
me and
banquet.
Cameron's final.
We will be going to the big show.
Just try not to cry, Mike.
I'll try to hold it back.
Try to hold it back.
We're going to go up top in the sky where all PSTV graduates go. Home.
And I will go back to my living room to sit here and continue to commentate basketball, but it will not be on TV. Speaking of,
Yeah,
my
that'll be
team's,
rough next year. I'm going to miss you guys.
Yeah.
Now you got me thinking about it. Thanks.
Nichols down low to Miles. He's double team. Kicks out. And loose ball goes to Green Mountain. And there's a steal by Travers. And there's a three-pointer by Farmer, no good. Nichols with the board. Reverse layup's good. That got the crowd up into it.
And the bench likes that. The bench loved that layup. He's definitely a fan favorite out there.
Probably because of his hair.
I don't know.
I like it. I like his hair.
Ricky Williams dreadlocks going on. Butler fired it over to Sleeth. Now it's back to Butler for three. Front rim. Farmer with the board.
I'm not impressed with Butler's decision making today. That wasn't a good shot. He's had multiple passes where he just seems to lob it over his head. I'm surprised the coach continues to play him as much as he has.
That's Corey Wright for 3. He missed. Fisher got by everyone and lost the ball, but Horton with the board and the putback.
I tell you, I don't know. It looks like the Plattsburgh bench could really hold their own against Green Mountain the way they're playing right now.
.6:45 left to go in this game. Brandis for 3. Rebound by Farmer. And Corey Wright will push for the Cards. Crosses midcourt. Down low to Farmer. Back to Wright. Could have had that 3, but he cross-court pass to Nichols. Now down low to Miles, where he's triple team. Back to Wright. He'll drive. Wild shot. No. And it's a Green Mountain rebound. Fisher will push, pass over to Butler, missed that layup. Out of bounds, Plattsburgh ball.
And really, we are in garbage time, but this is the time when the players that don't really get in that often, this is where they gain the experience, the real game time experience, because you can't really simulate this in practice.
Farmer, nice little post move to beat Horton. And it's always nice to get them into the game, but their teammates always love it.
Oh yeah,
to get to see, because they support them during the games, and so.
Yeah, definitely. When you see a bench player make a three-pointer, the loudest people cheering you'll hear is off the bench, is from the starters, because they want to see their teammates succeed when they're not in.
Down low to Farmer, and this time he's fouled by Horton.
I believe we have like 3 human victory cigars today.
I'm really enjoying the passing out here. They're passing really well. You see a lot more fundamentals out here with the bench players. Like there's really not any one-on-one play. They're all passing the ball completely around.
Horton hits on the first. Brandis back in, and Owens back in for the Eagles. Horton out, and Sleeth also takes a seat.
This makes Chad Farmer 2 for 3. And now this makes him 3 for 4. That's 75%?
75%.
Yes. Who says mass media students can't add?
5:15 remaining. Fisher kick out to Owens. Nope. And it's Miles with the board. Over to Nichols. Nichols will drive. Wild layup, but Miles, like a big man for the board, his shot's no good. It's Fisher, and Fisher will push. He'll take it coast to coast. I think Fisher can do that all remaining 5 minutes of this game with his 3rd unit Plattsburgh has out in the squad. And Wright's pass was almost picked up. Somehow Farmer wound up with it, and he was fouled. Excuse me, that's Travers who was fouled. It's a shooting foul, so Travers will shoot 2. Both teams in the bonus, so we'll have free throws for the rest of the way.
Hopefully there won't be too many more fouls, though.
If you're Green Mountain coach, you're not going to foul to try to get back into this game?
I think that's kind of...
that ship sailed.
Yeah, that was the last half. That would have been a good play, but I don't know about now.
So this is a big day in SUNYAC action. A lot of teams, no actual SUNYAC games, but a lot of teams on the SUNYAC conference playing. Also going on right now, SUNY IT versus Utica College. Oswego battles York, and that's in the RIT tournament. Then there's John Jay versus New Paltz. Potsdam versus Ithaca. Penn State against Fredonia. Oneonta at Hartwick, who was in this Cardinal Classic. And there's also the Buffalo State Holiday Inn Invitational. And it's right now Buffalo State's playing some team. It's to be announced on the SUNYAC schedule. But a lot of games. Here's the semester. Fall semester winds down. All these teams will take a break for the finals. It's a rule. You can't really play games during finals week. Plattsburgh will be back in action in the Mountainside Hospital Tournament in Montclair, New Jersey, right around New Year's, the 29th and the 30th of December. And then the second half season kicks off January 10th at they host St. Lawrence. Brandis misses on his first free throw.
So when's the next game that'll be on PSTV? That'd be the Potsdam game?
It could be the pot. We'll have to work that out. It's a new semester for PSTV, new management, so we'll have to figure out. We'll still be here, and our producer Erin Clark also will still produce.
Yes.
And after the free throw, Travers scooted down low, and they found him, and he finished. 4 minutes left to go here. 75-31 Plattsburgh. Bobby Welber, Michael Kerman, Matt Wolf for PSTV Sports. Miles with the board after the Brandis miss. His pass too far for Wright to get to it. Travers to get to that one. And Fisher almost turned it over, and he does now. And loose ball tie-up, and it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Plattsburgh.
This little stoppage, I want to say Cardinal basketball loves Erin Clark.
3:30 left to play. Over to Wright. Now here's Nichols in the corner. Back to Farmer. Hop step. Shot too strong. Miles up top for the rebound. He is blocked by Horton. Knocked out of bounds. Plattsburgh ball. 32 seconds on the shot clock. Miles have a lot of offensive rebounds.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the leader out there with the team right now.
He's the only person who's not in their first year as a Cardinal.
Yeah, he's the leader out there.
There's a three-pointer by Travers. No good, but Miles with the board and the putback. Here's Fisher.
It's Owens on the Eagles. How weird is that?
Fisher for three. Count it.
I've been really impressed with Fisher tonight. I mean, maybe next year they'll be able to find another player to go with him. But you get a feeling they got a nice building block with him there.
And Nichols for three. Will be Fisher's senior year next year. He would be an asset to this Plattsburgh team or any team in the SUNYAC conference.
Oh, definitely. He definitely stands out in this Eagles team, like with his ball handling, passing, shooting.
Oh, pretty fine to Owens. Back to Fisher. Missed the layup in traffic, and it's Plattsburgh ball. It's Wright pushing and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Wright, so will be Eagles ball. Just over 2 minutes left to play. Fisher drives and is fouled by Farmer.
Maybe this is how he has such a high average. At the end of the game, he just starts going off against backup units.
Yeah, you could definitely tell he's just taking over now. Him and Owens looks like they're really producing a good 1-2 combination.
So with the win, Plattsburgh will go to 5-2. They are 1-2 in the SUNYAC, and Green Mountain Eagle will drop their 6th straight. They are 0-6 after this game. And Fisher hits on both. And here, almost thrown away, but Farmer was there over to Wright. Wright for three. Short, and it's a Green Mountain rebound, and it's Sleeth with the board. It's Fisher working one-on-one. Shot no good, but he is fouled, so he'll go to line and shoot 2 more.
Really, the Cardinals aren't losing anything having the backup players in, because really they're still getting everything done. They're getting the rebounds, they're pushing the ball. Everything really is happening except for just the shots aren't falling.
Fisher's free throw rims out. The executive producer of Cardinal basketball is Erin Clark. The assistant producer is Shannon Lake. And the executive producer of PSTV is Chris Familette, only for a few more weeks, as we'll have a new EP next semester. Her name is Steph Hunter. You'll hear from her. Here's Wright over to Travers, down low to Miles, and his pass is knocked out of bounds by Sleeth. Like to once again thank our underwriters, Quizno Subs, and our new underwriter, Rosie's Pizzeria. Plattsburgh inbound over to Wright. You can cross midcourt on an inbound pass, so that's not a backcourt violation. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Nichols for 3. No good. Nichols' shot, he doesn't have a lot of rotation. Like, he's got it. He had one of those threes fall, but you see, like, Fisher's shot that had a lot of rotation. Nichols looks like a knuckleball in a way. It's a very slow-moving rotation.
Yeah, I know exactly how that is, because I don't have any rotation on my shot either.
Down the floor went Corey Wright, no call.
Nichols looks like he is most effective down low, as opposed to out there in the three-point line.
A pretty passing to find Horton, but he couldn't finish. Now back down to Horton. Wild shot. He was looking for a foul. No call. Here's Travers. He'll drive and finish.
It's a great job by this backup Cardinal team. They're doing everything. They're getting down low. They're banging bodies. They're hitting. They're blocking.
About a 11 shot clock, the game clock differential. And Fisher is fouled once again.
They are, however, doing a lot of fouling, which is giving mostly Fisher easy opportunities to get easy points.
Yeah, they are fouling, but that goes a lot with inexperience, I think.
It's Fisher's chance to pad his stat book. Add some more points to that total.
He's been making most of his shots tonight, too, from the free throw line.
He has.
So I think he's the only one that, at least in the first half, is the only one that attempted.
He's 4 for 5 in the first half.
I don't believe anyone else has had a free throw shot.
No, just Fisher.
You could definitely tell he's the standout of the team. Imagine Fisher with if he had a really good center or a really good other off guard to go to complement him. That would be a really dangerous team.
Just under 2 seconds shot clock, the game clock differential. 28 seconds to play here in the half and the game. Little hop step by Wright, and then called for traveling. Little double dribble there. So shot clock is turned off. 21 seconds to go. Fisher will cross midcourt. I'm not sure he's going to hold for one. Oh, threw it away. Tried to feed a no-look feed to Horton. Too high.
That's hard to do. Horton's 6'8".
Yeah, how do you throw it too high to a player that's 6'8"?
So with 10 seconds on the game clock, looks like Plattsburgh will run out the clock.
The crowd appreciates it, giving him a hand.
So it's a 82-39 victory for Plattsburgh. They had to the semester break a small one with a big win, a blowout win. They go to 5-2 on the season. They remained 1-2 in the SUNYAC, and as we mentioned, they head to the Mountainside Hospital Tournament in Montclair, New Jersey, this around New Year's on December 29th and 30th. And the main event, Chris Gibbs-Smith will be back testing an ankle, see how that feels. I know he's anxious to get back out there, so he's looking forward to that date. What are some big things that you saw from tonight's game, guys?
Really, the whole Plattsburgh team played really well. I can't really single out at one player. They all played amazing. The starters played good to give them the lead, and the backups came in and they kept the lead, and they built on it a little bit.
I completely agree. I mean, there wasn't anything in particular that I'd say Plattsburgh can take away from this game they really need to improve upon. They shot well. They played good D, created a lot of turnovers. The press was very effective. It was a win they should have had, and it was a win you'd expect to get.
It's a nice win. The whole team played well. Now we're going to send it down to Renee, who's with James Miles.
I'm here courtside with senior James Miles. James, you had 100% shot percentage in the first half with 5 points. Played with a lot of experience tonight. You know, you knew when to take the shot. If not, you found the open person. How do you feel about tonight's game?
Well, tonight we played hard and everything, but I feel like if I pass my teammates the ball, they'd be more open. I don't need to shoot the ball all the time, but I'd like to get my teammates open.
You showed a lot of leadership and experience, I think. What do you have to look forward to after tonight's game?
Well, after tonight's game, we look forward to working more hard, more fundamentally sound. Just play hard, work hard. Just keep working hard.
Well, thank you. It was nice talking to you. Well, today was our last broadcast of Cardinal basketball. For everybody here that's a student, I want to say good luck on your finals and congratulations to those who are graduating. You will be missed. Happy holidays to everyone, and we're done. I'm Renee. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Renee, with the interview with Mr. Miles. Nice to see him. He seemed like a class act there, saying he doesn't really need to take shots. He wants to get his teammates involved. And as we mentioned before in this game, all these games out, Chris Gibbs-Smith has proved one thing to us and the team, that they have a lot of quality players, and they're going to be good. A good team in the SUNYAC Conference once they get Gibbs-Smith back. Any final thoughts, guys?
Really, you said it all. Really, they have a lot of good things to look forward to with the bright spots of all their play with Gibbs-Smith being out.
Have a good break. Have a good holiday. Safe. Eat a lot of food. That's about it.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. For Matt Wolf, Michael Cameron, our entire PSTV crew, I'm Bobby Welber saying have a happy holiday, happy new year, and we will see you next semester for more Cardinal basketball. We're out.